This informational video is to help you understand how 2D arrays work. There will be no program code in this one, but we will go over how to declare and initialize parts of a 2D array. We will be using this chessboard to help simulate how a 2D array works, and if we were going to create this chessboard as a 2D array, you would use code that looks like this. So char is the type of 2D array it is, chessboard is the name of the array. The two brackets afterwards are for the rows and columns in the array, and whenever you use the 8s in the second brackets after the equal mark, that is the width and length of the array. So we know that the chessboard that we are using in this video is an 8x8 two-dimensional array, but if we did not know how big the array was, we could use chessboard.length to figure out how many rows are in the array, and use code similar to this to figure out how many columns are in the first row. But there is no code to figure out how many columns are in the entire array, because technically each row could have a different number of columns, but we will not go over how to do that in this informational video. Now that we have the chessboard 2D array declared, we will begin to populate it with the pieces for the chessboard. The black pieces in this video will be represented by capital letters, and the white pieces will be represented by lowercase letters. Now, remember, in all arrays, the first row is labeled with a 0, then to 1, 2, 3, all the way down to the length -1. And it goes the same with the column, so this would be column 0, column 1, column 2, etc. So, you can use a method of the arrays class to fill an entire row with certain characters or pieces. So this code would fill the second row with capital P's, which will represent black pawns, and the second statement will fill this row with lowercase p's, which represent the white pawns. Now that we have put the pawns onto the chessboard, we can begin to put the other pieces onto the chessboard. So, if we wanted to put the white rook right here, that would be row 7, column 0. So you would use code that looks like this. So in 2D arrays, the row always comes before the column. So this would fill the first space in the last row with a rook, like that. And so to fill in the next one with a knight, you would do row 7, column 1 with a lowercase k. And then you would continue to go on filling it with the rest of the pieces. A bishop in the next one, the queen, the king, bishop, knight, and rook. And now we would do the same thing for the other side. We would start in row 0, column 0, and put a rook. We would then put row 0, column 1 with a knight, bishop in the next row, put the queen into the next column, king, bishop, knight, rook. So this is a simple way to demonstrate how you would populate a 2D array with pieces, as in pieces on a chessboard. So this is about all that I really have on 2D arrays, and one way that you can remember about 2D arrays is that they are essentially an array of arrays. And so, just to show some more examples, we will demonstrate a couple of moves in a chess game. So since white goes first, I would move this lowercase p from row 6, column 1 to row 5, column 1. And then I would delete the first P, and then it would be the black team's turn. So he would move his capital P from row 1, column 4 to row 3, column 4, and then it would be my turn. So I would move my lowercase k from row 7, column 1 to row 5, column 2, and then it would be black team's turn. So he would be moving his uppercase Q from row 0, column 3 to row 4, column 7. And so this is just an example of how you would use a simple program to keep places on a chessboard. And so that is about all that I have for this video. Thank you for watching, and hope you learned something.